جامعة حلب، كلية الشريعة، السنة الأولى. كتاب اللغة الإنكليزية. تقدمة مبادرة ضوء بصوت سروجي. يغطي هذا التسجيل من الصفحة 175 حتى نهاية الصفحة 181. Unit 9. Crime and Punishment. 1. Focus on the topic. A. Prediction. First, look at the photograph and discuss these questions. What are the people doing? Where are they? What do their signs mean? Now look at the list of words. Underline the words that are the most closely related to the photograph. We have crime, agreement, government, opinion, murder, protest, justice, punishment, doctor, disagreement, execution, education. B. Sharing information. Discuss the following questions in small groups. 1. Capital punishment means taking the life of someone who has committed a crime. How many forms of capital punishment do you know about? 2. In the United States, capital punishment is allowed in some states. Do you know of any other societies in which capital punishment is allowed? 3. Why do some people believe that capital punishment is fair? Why do others think that it is unfair? C. Preparing to read. Background. Work in small groups. Discuss punishment in two different cultures. Complete the forms below. Tick the answers. Culture 1. Punishment for murder. بدنا نحط إشارة صح تحت العقاب اللي بتشوفوه أنسب. في عنا prison, execution و other. إذا في other كتبوه. Punishment for robbery. كمان prison, execution, other. Who pays for the punishment? Taxpayers or others? What do people do in prison? Exercise, read, write, do hard physical labor, receive physical punishment, study or take classes, or other إذا في other. Culture 2. Punishment for murder. كمان نفس الشي. Prison, execution, other. Punishment for robbery. Prison, execution, other. Who pays for the punishment? Taxpayers, other. What do people do in prison? Exercise, read, write, do hard physical labor, receive physical punishment, study, take classes, and other. Vocabulary for comprehension. Read the sentences and the definitions below. Choose the best definition for the underlined words. Number 1. People who murder are very dangerous. 2. It is cruel to not give prisoners food or to keep them alone in the dark for many days. 3. The law enforced by the courts require justice تحت خط for every person. Number 4. Everyone wants other people to respect their freedom, their respect تحت خط. 5. Everyone has the right تحت خط to be treated fairly, and the laws must protect those rights. Number 6. In many countries, citizenship تحت خط is given automatically to all children who are born here. Society تحت خط must find ways to stop crime. Number 8. He asked for forgiveness تحت خط from the people he had hurt. Number 9. There are many laws that protect innocent children from danger. Innocent تحت خط. Number 10. Some people who are not guilty have gone to prison by mistake. Guilty تحت خط. 11. I heard about his murder on TV. It is terrible to think that he died such a violent death. Violent تحت خط. Number 12. In some cultures, people seek revenge تحت خط by hurting the person who has hurt them. كلمات تحتهم خط معناتها هن murder. Number 1. Number 2. Cruel. Number 3. Justice. Number 4. Respect. Number 5. Right. Number 6. Citizenship. Number 7. Society. Number 8. Forgiveness. Number 9. Innocent. Number 10. Guilty. Number 11. Violent. And number 12. Revenge. الخيارات. A. Be careful not to do anything against someone's life or wishes. B. The rights and freedoms that belong to the members of a nation. C. having done something wrong. D. Letting go of one's anger after someone has hurt you. E. The bad thing you do to someone because they did something bad to you. F. Kill a human being on purpose. G. Not having done something wrong. H. Likely not hurt or kill someone. I. Deliberately making someone suffer or feel unhappy. J. A large group of people who share the same laws and organizations. K. Treatment of people which is fair and right. L. Something that you are allowed to do or have according to the law. 2. Focus on reading. Reading 1. 2 points of view. A newspaper editorial gives the writer's opinion about a topic. As with the new article, an editorial begins with a headline or title. Look at the following editorial headlines on a separate piece of paper. Write any ideas that you expect to find in each editorial, then read the editorial. Headline 1. Life in prison is still life. Why should a killer live? Number 2. Headline. Who do you kill people to show that killing people is wrong? So, number 1. Life in prison is still life. Why should a killer live? Number 2. Why do we kill people to show that killing people is wrong? Life in prison is still life. Why should a killer live? Number 1. First paragraph. Murder is totally unfair. The victims of murder are gone forever. Their hopes and plans have ended permanently, and the pleasures they enjoyed in life have been destroyed. They will never see their friends again, and will never hear the voices of parents, brothers, and sisters who cry, "How could this have happened?" But the murderer is still alive. Without capital punishment, murderers are allowed to participate in and enjoy life. Paragraph number 2. Today there are murderers in prisons all over the world. Most of them would rather spend their lives in prison than die. This is not surprising since the desire to live is normal and natural. In prison, there are many small pleasures that one can enjoy every day. The feeling of warm sunshine, the taste of a hot meal, the comfort of sleep. The lifestyle in prison is not always harsh and cruel. Many prisoners have the opportunity to continue their education, play sports, enjoy movies, and receive visits from their loved ones. Paragraph number 3. There is no reason why a killer is destroyed alive should live. Justice requires that each person respect the rights and freedoms of every other person or be punished for not doing so. The people who commit murder give up their rights to citizenship and life itself. Why should the tax money of citizens, including the victim's family, keep the killer alive? The only fair punishment is execution. Execution puts the killer away from society forever, stops him from killing again, and sends a strong message to others who might kill. Killers will not be allowed to live. Paragraph number 4. Let sunshine fall on those who respect life, not on those who destroy it. المقطع الثاني هلا النص الثاني. Why do we kill people to show that killing people is wrong? Paragraph number 1. There are times when murder is not committed because of cruelty. People may kill for other reasons such as anger, misunderstanding, and fear. Everyone has made a mistake because of such feelings. For society, it is a serious mistake to take the life of someone who has killed because it teaches everyone that forgiveness is unnecessary. Paragraph number 2. The government has the difficult job of deciding who is innocent and who is guilty, and this job can never be done perfectly. If capital punishment is allowed, there always exists the possibility that an innocent person will be executed by mistake. When that happens, and even worse, crime has been committed, the killing of an innocent person by the government. Then there is the fact that the poor and minority get death penalty more often than whites do. Furthermore, the idea that capital punishment stops criminals from committing murder is doubtful. Studies have been unable to show that the fear of capital punishment stops someone from committing murder more than other punishments. And let us not forget that murdering the murderer is a violence act in itself. It is revenge. Paragraph number 3. The US government once followed the example of Germany, Britain, France, and other nations that no longer execute their citizens. However, since 1977, our society has been allowing capital punishment again, at a high cost. We cannot imagine waiting for years for the government's decision to execute or not execute their loved ones. It also costs the taxpayer millions of dollars more to execute a criminal than to imprison the criminal for life. Prison is better from a punishment because it protects society and punishes criminals by taking away their freedom. Paragraph number 4. People can change, even people who have made terrible mistakes. Life in prison gives people the chance to change. Gary Chessman is an example of someone who became a better person in prison. He taught other prisoners how to read and he wrote several books. Before his execution, he wrote that he had finally learned not to hate. Paragraph number 5. Chessman learned this important lesson in prison, but a dead man learns nothing, and an executed person will never change. When a government kills, it is murdering hope. Reading for main ideas. The two editorials expressed different opinions about capital punishment. Opinion A: execution is better from punishment than life in prison. Opinion B: life in prison is better from punishment than execution. Look at the main ideas below, which were used to support opinion A or opinion B. Match them correctly by writing A or B. Look at reading 1 again to make sure that you answer and based information from the reading. Number 1. Execution may cause an innocent person to die. Number 2. Prisoners are able to enjoy life and this is not fair. Number 3. Not all people who kill are cruel. Number 4. Capital punishment is revenge. Number 5. A prisoner is no longer free. Number 6. People naturally want to live. Number 7. Racial prejudice affects capital punishment. Number 8. Prison can sometimes improve a person. Number 9. Execution may teach other people not to commit crimes. Number 10. Execution is more expensive than life imprisonment. Reading for details. Match the main ideas from the previous exercise with the details below. Write the number of the main idea next to the detail. A. Some murders are mistakes caused by anger or fear. Jumba number 3. B. The government spends millions of tax dollars on execution decisions. C. Most people would rather go to prison than be executed. D. Gary Chessman learned not to have hate while in prison. E. The message of execution is that murderers will not be allowed to live. F. The government can make mistake when it decides if a person is guilty or not. G. Prisoners have the basic pleasure of eating and sleeping. H. Executing the murderer is a violent act. Now, reacting to the reading. Number 1. Look back at the ideas you listed in section 2A on page 158. Which ideas did you predict correctly? Discuss your predictions with the class. Number 2. What kind of person wrote life in prison is still life? Why should a killer live? Look at the following lists of qualities and circle 2 or 3 you think that best describe this person. Fiana believes in forgiveness, cares about prisoners, believes in fairness, cares about victims, hopes to change people, wants to protect society. Number 3. What kind of person wrote, why do we kill people to show that killing people is wrong? Look at the following lists of qualities and circle 2 or 3 you think best describes this person. cares about person workers, believe freedom is important, cares about prisoners' families, wants other countries to follow the United States, believes mistakes are unusual, hopes that people will change. Number 4. Consider the 2 editorials you read about capital punishment. Discuss the pros and cons in small groups. List them on the chart below, then from the different small groups and share your charts. capital punishment في عنا pro وكان. نهاية هذا التسجيل.